young, game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it is Tuesday night. It is 9:30. It is the NFC East War Room at Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. As it says, good old-fashioned trash talking. 4 teams, 4 hosts, 1 show. My name is Paul, the Cowboys rep. That guy, who is he?
Hold on, everybody. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Joe Sullivan, the from the Sully squad, repping the Eagles. Sorry, dude, I was distracted, man. That song's a banger, bro. I was dancing behind the scenes, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a little tired. I don't know what kind of sports knowledge I'm going to be spitting tonight, but you know what though? It's going to be fun.
Definitely. Who's next to you, Joe?
Got
What's
my
up?
man.
Up, everyone, representing the New York Giants, who lost in the throw today to the Cowboys. But here to talk about NFC East, and I don't know if I can talk a lot of trash, but you know.
Well, Dan, here's the thing. At least you show up. I mean, we're supposed to be 4 teams, 4 hosts, 1 damn show. But
Of course I'm gonna show
Joe,
up.
do you have anything to say about this
Again.
this Commanders Redskin? Why didn't they show up, Joe?
I don't know. I feel like he might have he's going the way of Jaden Daniels' knee. You know what I mean? Who knows? Jaden Daniels might not be showing up this week. I don't know. Maybe he's maybe my man's in mourning. I don't know. Maybe he's at a vigil, like sitting there like praying for Jaden Daniels to play.
Maybe that's what it is. I mean, I was thinking, that could be the case there. Jaden Daniels, the knee issue here. He's in mourning right now with Jaden Daniels' knee. Or, you lose 1 game and the world falls apart, Joe. So I don't know. I mean, at least we got to give credit. Danny showed up after being 0-2 in the bottom of the basement here. At least he showed up.
We got close. We got fucking close as could fucking be. And couldn't fucking get it done. So I don't know.
Well, Danny, here's the thing. My dad was in Vietnam, the Marine Corps. He said he almost got hit by a grenade, but it didn't land close enough. I mean, it's only in grenades, Dan. I mean, this is football, brother. You came close, Dan. You came close, Dan, but there's 2 words, Brandon Aubrey. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. All right?
But how about we don't let Brandon Aubrey get the opportunity by playing a soft-ass defense on that last play? You know what I'm talking about? He's like, let's play a 15-zone prevent. Drop off 15 yards off the ball. Everybody was open.
Hey, well, the only person you can blame is Dable on that one, brother. But
take 3 points. Hey, we take 3 points and don't go for it. You probably win that game.
That's true. Eddie checking in, Paul, Joe, and shithead Danny, and of course Brandon Aubrey. Joe, how about we start off with a team that's not here? Maybe that's why Norm didn't show up because they lost to the Green Bay Packers. What did you guys see with that game first? I mean, we could roast the Commanders tonight right away. So how do you feel about that game?
I think tough. I mean, really tough for Commanders. I mean, they lose Eckler for the year. That's a big loss too. So I mean, what really got me from that game was, the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers look like they might be for real. I mean, that defense is no joke. And especially from my point of view, looking at the NFC, they are a real challenge to Philadelphia as far as NFC supremacy. Like that Green Bay defense is really good.
Yeah, they were flying over the ball. I mean, Parsons is just, the added, cherry on top with that defense. I mean, his presence off the edge just opens up so more for the inside because
Hmm.
you're seeing teams just try to avoid him, but his speed is just insane off the edge. And the back end for the Packers, they're no joke as well. I mean, they're the way they're playing, Joe. I think they're top 2 on the NFC side right now. With them and the Eagles. The Eagles have a little bit of issues we'll talk about a little bit, but I think the Packers might be the number 1 seed right now as of week 2, Joe.
I agree with you. And you know what? You know what's funny? Like, I'm having flashbacks as to when you guys back in the day acquired Charles Haley.
Oh, yeah.
Remember how you went out and got Charles Haley and it totally changed your football team?
And just everything for Green Bay getting Parsons.
Yeah, I feel like I'm looking at the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, Haley, Charles Haley, when we grabbed him from the Niners coming back there, that was the change of everything for us, the OG 94. He was amazing for us. But, talking about the Commanders here, Joe, you said it. You lose Eckler for the season. Now you really got to go with that kid Merritt, the rookie. I mean, you got to put everything on a rookie's back now. That's got to be something for him.
It is. I mean, none of them did well. 17 yards for Eckler and Merritt. Let the run down Green Bay. Washington run the ball. They're in trouble, but they have to go sign somebody.
Hey, Dan, I got a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
Is that Brian Dable in your background? Because I hear a fucking cricket. Because that's what he did at his press conference.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just sure. I was wondering. I thought it was, I thought it was Dable at his press conference because I heard a fucking cricket.
Oh, it's our season so far, 0-2.
That's a good sound effect. Is that a real sound effect or is that a real fucking cricket?
Fucking cricket. Yeah.
No, it's a sound effect. That's just your season. I know, Dan. I know you. Okay. I know you.
Probably going to be 0-3 too.
Eddie says prevent defense sucks. Yeah. I mean,
I
how
don't
do you,
play a prevent.
okay, let's talk about if the Commanders, if Daniels doesn't play this week, do you believe in Mariota? I like Mariota as a QB. He can.
I love Mariota. Yeah, who are they playing?
Who the hell are they playing this week? Jesus
They
Christ.
host the Raiders, and the Raiders look really good week 1 at New England. Geno Smith looked good.
Mariota
Lastly,
could win that game.
yeah, what's that?
I think Mariota could win that game.
I do too. I definitely do.
Well, watching the Raiders last night, I think a lot of teams can beat them right now, even with the backup. I mean, they look like Geno Smith couldn't throw the ball downfield. I mean, he was off target, pretty much the entire game. Ashton Gente didn't really do anything. I mean, Joe and I were talking about backstage. Boise State, I mean, when they played them, they had 9-10 guys in the box going like Barry Sanders days playing defense. Now, no team stacking the box, and he can't get past the second level. It's craziness that I'm seeing that. But Mariota, I think he can keep the ship alive. Honestly, I think he can keep it afloat, though. I think he can.
I think he definitely can. He's definitely talented. He's not great, but he's a back, and it's a good backup to have. It's similar.
Dan, you're cutting out for a little bit. I don't know why you just cut out there. I couldn't hear your back end to the statement.
Similar style, yes.
Okay.
So Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, I think he's pretty much, not a black and white version of Jaden Daniels. I think he can run the same offense. Kingsbury can put him in situations where the motion's going to be there. He can run the ball as well. He has a legitimate arm. Joe, why was the reason the Eagles cut him? When he was with the Eagles for a while.
He just didn't really look that good in preseason. I mean, he didn't really play here much. You know what I mean? So he didn't play. You know what's funny? Mariota's best contribution this week might be distracting Chip Kelly, because Chip Kelly, the Raiders OC, he's so in love with Marcus Mariota that he's not even going to be able to call plays.
Holy shit! I just spit on my fucking keyboard, Joe, after that one.
Yeah,
Oh my God! Yeah.
I mean, really, Chip Kelly's probably like, oh my God, I wish I had Marcus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's thinking like, back in, Chip Kelly's days back in Oregon when he won the Heisman with them, like that shit right there. Like, oh, I dream of this kid. But
hey, tell you what, you talk about some of the greatest sports what ifs, like you look at the Eagles, win the Super Bowl in 2017, win the Super Bowl last year. Do you remember that the offer they put out when they had Chip Kelly here? They offered like 2 or 3 first-round picks. I think Fletcher Cox, a few other people to try to get Marcus Mariota. If that trade goes through, the Eagles have 0 Super Bowls still.
Yeah, you're sitting.
Wow.
Giants could be on top. You'd be in the basement where Danny's at. You know what I mean? If that trade would have went through, Joe. Yeah. God, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, how about we move on to, I hate to bring this up, Danny, but how about we talk about this game here, the Cowboys versus the Giants here. Joe, you're neutral on this. How about you start it off?
I'll tell you, I just thought it was a great football game. And I'll tell you, and I feel like Russell Wilson got in the hot tub time machine and went back in time. I mean, I was like, holy shit, this is like the Russell Wilson of 10, 12 years ago. Yeah. I mean, he was hitting guys on stride, he was throwing the ball deep. I thought your guy Diggs was getting abused, Paul. I mean, he looked like the guy on Castaway Island.
So yeah, remember we used to call a couple other guys, Kelvin Joseph, Joe. You named the castaway for the Cowboys. I think he takes the cake on this. Diggs, he runs the island, brother. He's on his own island out there, and it's not the good island, Joe.
Yeah, you really were missing Bland. I mean, big time.
Oh, big time.
You're really missing him. But I mean, really good game. I mean, I totally get where Dan's coming from as far as the Giants penalties killed the Giants. I mean, the penalties were just, penalties were out of control. But I know Dallas won the game. I came away a little impressed with the Giants, honestly, to a point, because I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was expecting CeeDee Lamb to have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, and the Giants really competed.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I think the MVP of the game was Hudson III. Hudson III was the MVP of the game. I have never in my life seen one player get 4 straight penalties on him. Okay, 4 straight. Dan, that's your boy. That's your boy Hudson there. I mean, how do you feel about that dude? I mean, he was the MVP of the game, brother. He gave us 3 first downs on the first that drop.
I said it was a mistake to put him back in the game. I told you how horrible he was. And he cost us a drive, and Dable was pissed. Dable was pissed, like Coughlin style, pissed.
Yeah.
Get him the hell out of there. And Bo played excellent at tackle. For his first game as a rookie, never playing left tackle, I thought he did pretty well. But yeah, the penalties cost us big time. I was impressed with the offense, though. I didn't. Definitely not. Once Bo got in the game, their offense settled down, but they just couldn't make the big stops at the right times and really shot themselves in the foot. They used Dart a little bit. He had a play where he lost yards.
Yeah, I missed you in the middle there. You cut out again. I don't know what it was.
He had a play where
I heard you when you said Dart, but that's about it.
When they brought Dart in a couple times. He had a couple of plays.
But why would you bring in? Why do you bring in Dart on a 3rd and 1 on a gadget play?
I don't get it.
Russell Wilson is playing lights out, just like Joe said. He found the fountain of youth. Why do you bring in Jackson Dart on a gadget play and you lose 2 yards on his first run? I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't understand. If the game's over, if you're winning at a block and blown out, then I understand. But I didn't really agree with it. But that's not why we lost, obviously. Too many mistakes.
Michael checking in says, "Yo, fellas," and he's got it. I'm not neutral. The Giants are horrible. Well, that's just stating the facts. Number one, and Jackson Dart should start. Hold on, we're not going to answer that real quick. I want to go around too. Joe, that game, being neutral, Joe. We in our group chat we were like, "Oh, this is a fucking great game. This is insane." Back and forth here. Joe, at any point did you feel like, honestly, did you think the Cowboys would come back with fucking 13 seconds to go?
Yeah, you know what? I actually did, only because of Aubrey. I mean, I think Aubrey might be the best kicker in football. I think he is the best kicker in football.
Yeah.
So and like Dan said, the way they played defense, I mean, I thought they made it too easy for you. You know what I mean? They gave you way too much shit on underneath. Aubrey. And it's funny, Paul, because you and I were talking about it, because I'm the same way. Last year, Jake Elliott struggled with long kicks, but most years Elliott's money from long kicks. So from a neutral person, when the Eagles get in range, you're probably "Oh, you guys got this." So you were probably a nervous wreck. But in my eyes, I'm "Oh, Aubrey's going to hit this." You know what I mean?
100%. Joe, we talked about it, all the time, talking back and forth. And when you're a fan of a team that you have the best kicker in the NFL, but Joe, like I said with you, off air, as a fan of that team, you know he's money from 50 to 60. We know that. But in your mind, like, oh man, he's gonna freaking miss it. He's gonna freaking miss this. It can't happen. It can't happen. But that's the way you go into this game, like thinking like, okay, he's not gonna miss. And then the chip shot to win the game at 45, that's a chip shot for Aubrey. That's when my heart, I think I lost 5 years of my life just waiting for that kick right there, honestly. You know. Diggs look like Joseph. Eddie says also, I hope the Giants give James Hudson a lifetime extension. I do too. You know, at least they can do that for us. I mean, we have Jerry Jones for a lifetime forever.
You know what's funny? So the Hudson, the lineman that struggled, this will be a good memory for Dan right here. It would for no, not that I'm saying, but I remember in 07 when we played the Giants, we had Winston Justice, and I think the Giants, I think Umanura had like 8 sacks or something in one game.
6.
You know what I mean? Like because
6 sacks.
So yeah, so like, you know, as far as bad offensive line game, you know, Hudson, with his penalties, it reminded me of Winston Justice just getting abused.
Yeah, I remember that. Was it 6 sacks, Eddie? It was 6?
9 total. Something like that.
Okay. All right. Sean checking in. He's like, what's up, guys? What's going on, Sean? Sean has an excellent stat here. Quarterbacks with 70% completion rating, 0 turnovers this season, Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. Did you ever think Daniel Jones would be on that list, Eddie? I mean, that's your former Danny Dimes franchise QB there, buddy.
Yeah, I good for him. I mean, it didn't work out for us. Well, I don't know why, but they probably have better coaching than we do or something.
Yep. Eddie wasn't concerned with the game Wilson had. I mean, 390 yards, man. 390 yards. Like, that's the best game of Russell Wilson's career, you know? But I tell you what, man, I'm not going to lie to you. I still think at his age, he has the best moon ball that I've ever seen in the NFL. I mean, the way he drops that in there.
Does.
I mean, it was just insane. When I seen that ball, you know, go past Donovan Wilson, to me, Diggs got burnt. Donovan Wilson was in front of the play. He wasn't in the back of the play as a safety. In that position, you play, nothing gets behind you. But we let everybody back. And at my TV, I'm screaming, here goes the goddamn Eberflus again. Chicago Bears memory, you know, against Washington. This is exactly what I'm seeing. But I don't know, man. Joe, I know you're neutral, man. How do you feel? What do the Giants look at you now, and how do you look at the Giants, and how do you look at the Cowboys? Who is the bigger threat now after seeing that game?
I still say Dallas, honestly.
Okay.
I do. I still say Dallas because I mean, you know, as an Eagles fan, I mean, I was kind of thrilled to see Wilson light you up. You know what I mean? So it, you know, maybe your secondary could be a concern for your team. But I think Dallas is still a threat only because you have so many weapons. I mean, like I'm watching that Giants defense is good, and you guys move the ball up and down the field. So, so you guys still scare me a little bit. But the Giants are on the come. I'll tell you. You know who I like? Well, I think the kid Robinson's a nice football player, the receiver. Wilson's got a nice rapport with him.
Mm-hmm.
Robinson, yeah. I like Robinson. I like. Obviously, I like that guy Theo Johnson, 84, tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Good, but their offense, I think they could improve upon that. There's a lot of positives in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Though they lost, there's still a lot of positives in that game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, taken away from the game, I mean, what I came out with the game is Dallas's running back, Javonte Williams. I'm not sold on the dude, but man, this dude's like really lighting it up in between tackles. I'm really surprised. I mean, you know, the only bad thing about the game, and we got the W either way you look at it, but we lost Cooper Beebe for 5 to 6 weeks. Our starting center, he's out with a severe ankle sprain. That takes away. I mean, Hoffman's okay to come in, but that offensive line was my biggest question going into the NFL season. Can they hold up against anybody? You know, Eagles week 1 minus Jalen Carter, but still, you know, even with the Eagles, then the Giants defense, their front seven's good too. And Dallas still had a great running game to open it up. And I'm okay with it. But Sean says the flag after the play that put the Giants at the 2-yard line with penalty that pushed it back to the 17. It was just how many penalties they have, Dan? Like what, 18 penalties or something for the game?
14 or something like that. But Hudson on the first drive, I think is what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have those penalties on the first drive, it's probably 7 instead of 3.
Well,
Cost
hell, he
ourselves.
had 5 straight penalties. He had 5 straight penalties. You know?
Exactly.
5
So
straight. Yeah.
then you don't take the 3 points
Yeah. Joe,
as well. Both those cost us.
Yep. I'll read this comment, then I want to go back to that. The Eagles Chiefs were part of the most watched game in September, October NFL history, 33.8 million viewers for the Super Bowl rematch. I mean, my eyes were on. I wanted to see it. I have no skin in the game. I wanted to see how they competed. But Joe, with this game, the Giants here, what would you have done? And in our group chat, we were talking back and forth. Joe, would you have took the 3 points?
When was this, Paul?
In the beginning of the game, when Dable went for it on 4th down, would you have went for it, kicked the field goal? What would you have done?
Oh, I would have taken the 3 points there. Yeah, because the Giants are struggling in the red zone. I mean, look at the Washington game. I mean, what they have about 7 plays. So I would have taken the 3 points, and they're the things. I mean, you look at all these NFL games. I mean, most of these games come down. I mean, unless you're the Jets or the Browns. I mean, let's keep it real. But most of these games come down to 3 plays, 3 plays.
Yeah.
Yep.
So one bad decision, one bobbled pass, one penalty. It's the difference between a W and an L.
Yeah, and Joe, I think you said it right there. They were struggling in the red zone. I mean, all their scores was, nice passes from Russell Wilson, inside the 20 to 20, not inside the red zone. And I would have taken the 3 points because you never know that game could have been a different swing going into the last 4 minutes of the game. Either way, on both sides of the ball there.
Plus, if you think about it, you're not kicking for 3. You're down 6.
Yeah.
And that totally changes that.
Mm-hmm.
End of that game, I think.
Yep. Cam Scatterbo. Joe, what do you think about him? I mean, we've seen him at Arizona State. He's nasty. He's a lunch pail guy, dude. He's a lunch pail guy, Joe.
I like him. I remember. I think we might have been messaging back and forth the draft because I remember the 3rd day of the draft he went 4th round, I believe, and I remember. I think the Eagles had a bunch of picks. And I know we really didn't need a runner, but I think I mentioned it to you, and then me and Kilrain were texting back and forth, and we both were like, we have Saquon, we don't necessarily need him, but boy, I love that kid. I would have liked, I would have loved to have picked him. And when the Giants got him, I was like, oh shit, he went to the Giants because I think the kid can play.
Yeah, I felt the same way during the draft. I mean, I had him projected probably between 2 and 3, as a running back coming out of there. But my thing was I was sold on when he played in that bowl game, at Arizona State. He had 104 fever, throwing up on the sidelines and still ran for 140 yards and threw for a TD. That's the dude you want on your team to build. And the way he's playing, Dan, you guys got a runner. And I'm surprised he doesn't get more carries, honestly, because I think he's a banger.
I think he should get more carries. I love the way he runs the ball with a reckless. Hits the hole, but he's a team guy. He's like a locker room guy because when he scored that touchdown, he's like congratulating his offensive line.
Yeah.
He's like giving them high. I like that type of thing on the sideline.
Yep.
I just love the way he runs. He's a gamer.
Yeah, and then he says it right here. And I was going to go with
get a lot more carries.
I was going to go with a John Riggins type guy. Cam is the modern day Larry Zonka. I mean, the guy lowers his shoulder. If he comes down to 2 yards, he's lowering his shoulder to get 3. That's what he does.
You know what I like about him? He's a program setter. As far as you look at the Giants, you're a rebuilding team. You don't really know. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with Dable. But say they shit can Dable after this year. Scattergoo is a type of guy that's going to be really good for whoever the new coach is to set the tone. You know what I mean?
100%. Sean says Jalen Hurts is 18-0 in his last 18 games. The Eagles lost a game to the Commanders when Hurts left the game in the first quarter. Is he really 18-0 in his last 18 games, Joe?
Yeah, they actually are. The only loss that they've had since they got their ass kicked in Tampa last September is the Washington game where Hurts got out.
Wow, that's amazing, man. 18-0, that's insane.
That's
that really
crazy.
is insane. That's an interesting. I didn't think it was 18-0. Damn, holy shit.
Yeah, it's the best run. It's the best run they've had in my lifetime.
That's insane. Ken Fry checking in. He says, great show, guys. Make sure you check out Ken. He does the Batcave Silver and Black Raiders. Make sure you check him out this week. Kind of interesting how he's going to talk about that game last night where I don't even think the Raiders showed up, honestly. I think they went to the wrong stadium last night, honestly. But,
do you think it's I mean, it's easy to say Raiders, but like, you know, maybe the Chargers are a little better than we thought. I mean, it's second year of Harbaugh. I mean, that could be part of it too. You know, this Chargers team, you know, Harbaugh in his second year. I mean, I'll tell you, they're a lot more physical than they've ever been. You know, I always thought the Chargers back in the day used to be a little bit more finesse. This team's physical.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like Michigan football with Harbaugh there, you know, build on defense. They're playing, Joe. And I tell you what, I think you're right about that because the way they played last night, I mean, they shut down wide receivers. They got in Geno Smith's face, you know, shutting down Jonte, you know, coming out of between the line of scrimmage. Their defense is stacked. And I tell you, that one kid, Lad McConkey, I love this, you know, wide receiver. You know, he is nasty. He's not afraid to go in the middle. He looks really good. Sean says most interceptions over the past 3 years, Geno Smith and Patrick Mahomes. What do you feel about that? I mean, I know Geno is just like I don't want to say a gunslinger, but yeah, I will say gunslinger, but not with the mentality of throwing it the right way. Patrick Mahomes, what do you think about that? Because Super Bowl, but he's a gunslinger. He takes chances. That's how he wins the game. That's him. You got to live with it or die with it.
Exactly. It's the way it's going to go sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Sean says they hate us because they ain't us. I don't hate you. I don't love you guys. You know, I love my brothers on the show, but I don't love the Eagles. I don't hate the Eagles. I mean, it is what it is. But and he says Mahomes hasn't been great the last couple of years. But here's the thing: when you're playing the Chiefs, Joe, you know, we'll flip to your game real quick. With that comment right there, Mahomes hasn't been great all the last couple of years. Joe, how scared were you going into this game? Honestly, being only a 2-point favorite.
I felt pretty confident, to be honest, but I actually disagree. I actually disagree with that comment though, because I mean, if you look at Mahomes' number, I agree his numbers haven't been great the last couple of years, but I actually give him more credit for getting to the Super Bowl because if you think about it, I mean, they trade Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill was like a cheat code for that offense. And what happens? They trade Tyreek Hill. The team changes. It becomes more of a defensive team. But they put more responsibility on Mahomes, and Mahomes still got them to the Super Bowl. I mean, you know, they were one game away from a three-peat. So I don't, you know, like, you know, and as you know, as we've seen with Jalen Hurts, there's a lot more to football than numbers. Because if you look at Jalen Hurts' numbers, you would think he absolutely blows.
Yeah, it's 100% true. You look at his numbers; it's mind-blowing because you know that's that 18-0. You look at his numbers last year. They weren't inflated because of Barkley. You know, he didn't have to do much. He controlled the ball, didn't turn the ball over, just controlled the game basically. You know, going back to like Trent Dilfer with the Ravens back, and they didn't have to do much. Just control the game. You know, put the game on your legs when you have to use it. But I agree, Joe, 100%. They gave away Tyreek Hill to Miami. They bring in Mecole Hardman, guys like this, Juju Smith, and he can still throw the ball and get to the Super Bowl. You got to give him more credit than ever when he has no weapons. That to me is that's just pure IQ. And also you got to give credit to Andy Reid too on that offense for putting him in a situation where he can excel.
Yeah. I you know what? I will say last week though, I mean, he made some plays running the football in the first half, which kept him in the game. Mahomes missed more open guys in last week's game though, than I think I've ever seen him miss. Mahomes missed at least like 3 or 4 bunny throws that I was like, wow, you don't usually see Mahomes miss them.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you could always blame, you know, when I coach up here, my quarterback, I never want you to throw sidearm, but you can't blame Patrick Mahomes because that's the way he throws too. And Joey, the one was just an overthrown ball where he had 15 to 20 yards, you know, clear space, and it was behind him. I'm like, man, that's not Mahomes. That's not Mahomes. You know, Sean says, I'm just making that comment. It's all good. If I'm scared, you gotta. Well, I have a dog already, and I'm still not scared. No, but you know, I'm just joking around with you guys. It's KC's defense. They got the KC to the last 2 Super. That's right. Joe said it 100%. Their defense has gotten better. I mean, before it was always we can beat you with our offense. Now we can beat you with our defense. You're not going to score as much.
No, I agree with that, but Mahomes still makes the big plays in the big moments, though.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You can never count Mahomes out. He's
no,
always capable of making a big play, no matter.
Mm-hmm. Defensive tackle Jordan Davis have the most solo and assist tackles in the NFL among DLs, according to PFF. Joe, how do you feel about Jordan Davis? I mean, he played a hell of a game, but I mean, next year is he still going to be an Eagle or not?
Yeah, they're going to give him his. I think they already signed him to his 5th-year option.
Okay.
The only thing is, even though Howie Roseman's a great magician when it comes to the cap, even Howie has his limits. So I do wonder if they're going to be able to keep him long term. Because how are you going to pay him and Jordan Davis? You know what I mean? And then in a couple of years, you got Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. So
yeah, same year as well, right? That's same year too.
Plus Nolan Smith. I mean, Nolan Smith's been coming on. They're going to have to sign. So, Howie's they're eventually going to lose a couple of these guys. But the one thing, very impressed with Jordan Davis. I mean, this is by far the best he's looked. I mean, he was, since he's come out of college, like I think last year he only played like 18. Like he averaged like 18 to 20 snaps a game. This year I mean, he's been playing better football than Jalen Carter so far this year.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, he's lost a lot of weight too. It shows the conditioning too. When he came, from Georgia, we thought like, oh my God, dude's like 350, can barely play 15, 20 snaps. Now he's lost, 15 to 20 pounds, and it shows out there. I mean, he's out there. He's a 3-down defensive tackle now, Joe. So I'm curious to see that. I know I forgot to say during the Chargers last game, they did lose Khalil Mack. He busted his elbow last night.
Okay.
I don't know if you see. I was watching that play, and he went for a tackle. It was a contact tackle. He went in with his elbow, and they showed it. I mean, his elbow from the outside was inside, bent that way. It was pretty nasty.
Yeah, that's a tough loss right there.
Yeah. Joe, would the Eagles consider picking Davis over Carter if Carter commits another dumbass move like he did in Week 1? I say no.
Nah, I don't think so. Only because Jalen Carter is like one of the top 2 to 3 defensive linemen in the whole NFL. Jordan. But I'll tell you what, I definitely don't want to lose Davis though, because I think Jordan Davis is the key to our run defense. I mean, Jordan Davis takes up a lot of space in that middle.
Yeah, 100% agreed. I mean, I agree with you 100%. To me, I think Davis is the solution to a lot of things if you can afford them, but I don't know how that's going to happen because Carter is going to demand a couple Brinks truck coming in, Joe, for that contract.
Yeah, I think they'll try to work something out, but excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, that's me worrying about losing Jordan Davis probably. But I mean the Eagles still have 9 picks in this coming draft, so I think Jordan Davis comes back for the 5th-year option. Howie maybe tries to keep him. If worst comes to worst, he has a good year. They get a comp pick for him, and they draft a big run stuffer next year.
I mean, that could be something they win because how many you still have all your draft picks coming in, Joe, plus a lot as well, correct?
They even after trading 2 picks for Biggs for the running back Bigsby or whatever, they still have 9 picks.
Okay.
And Howie, Howie's done it. He's kind of developed a cheat code when it comes to these comp picks. So a lot of times what Howie does is he brings guys in for a year or 2. If they ball the hell out, if he doesn't keep them, you wind up getting a 3rd or a 5th in comp, and then you could use them to package for trades. Yeah,
that's what he does greatest. I mean, you bring in one guy, if he doesn't pan out, okay, you might give up a little bit more than you get back, but you still have a contemporary pick, I don't know what the fuck it's called. That's contemporary, whatever the hell it's called, compensatory, whatever the fuck it is. But then you package those up as a better deal for another player. Eddie says, but can you give someone a chance after someone keeps on being a bonehead? That was his only mistake, Joe, correct?
Well, you know what? Yes, but there's been some whispers. I think last year he was suspended for a quarter, Week 2 against Atlanta because he was missing some meetings and stuff. And I mean, I agree with Eddie. I mean, let me be honest with you. If I'm the owner and I got to give him $40 million a year, I can't say I'm not going to be shaking a little bit when I'm handing that over. But by the same token, I mean, they've already won a Super Bowl with him as the best player on defense. And I hate to say it, but guys like Jalen Carter don't grow on trees.
On the opposite side, Joe, another great player that got signed that, has a lot of issues with maturity, Kyler Murray, doesn't show up to meetings, wants to play a game, Xbox, during meetings or whatever, what have you. But there's a difference between Jalen Carter being a game changer, a 100%, because to me, when you have a locker room that wants to get in somebody's ass and say, "Hey, little, young boy, we don't do this here. We're defending champs. We don't play like that. Here's the deal." That locker room, a lot of people hate the locker room with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll tell you what, Joe, to me, that's one team I would like to go and play if I was a hothead, because they'll put you in your place with those veterans.
Yeah, and another thing, I mean, like Eddie does have a point though in the fact that, like, if he does, like, if say he spit on somebody again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they do it. I think they would try to make it work, but you do kind of, I kind of think to myself, well, you know what? Maybe I do sign Jordan Davis and I could trade Carter for, like, a couple firsts, or like a first and a third. You know what I mean? Because you could get a lot for him, as long as he doesn't totally tank his value.
Yeah, that's true too. How about we move on to this week's game, Joe? We'll start with you this week. I mean, I think you guys got the game of the week. I mean, the Rams, man, that is a serious game for you guys. Eagles and Rams here. How do you feel about that game? I mean, the Rams, a healthy Stafford, Joe, that's something to not considered an easy victory on this one, Joe.
Well, I'm worried about our passing game. I mean, I was giving Jalen Hurts credit, as far as, like, making winning plays here and there, winning the football game despite only throwing for 100 yards. Did you guys see that you probably saw the hot mic clip where Chris Jones is like, "Oh, you only threw for 100 yards," and Jalen Hurts like, "Shut the fuck up, we won the game."
Exactly. Yep. Mm-hmm.
I get all that, but, like, eventually this passing game's got to get better, because you're not, I'm not like a blind Eagles apologist. I mean, they're playing good. They keep finding ways to win, but you're not going to beat good football teams like the Rams and the Bucks and some of these top teams if you don't start throwing the ball down the field a little bit. So
you're 100% right, because I was telling a friend of mine today, we were talking about the Eagles. He was like, the Eagles are the number one team in the NFC. I was like, right now they're not, because here's the thing I said. You're playing the Rams this week. I don't wish injury on anybody, Joe. You know me. I don't like to see that. I want to be 100%, both teams. I was like, what if you lose Saquon Barkley? Do you think Jalen Hurts, the way he's throwing the ball right now, can take a win off the board for you? I was like, the way he's throwing the ball right now with this offense weapons that he has, I don't see it right now. That's, to me, what I need to see. I need to see Hurts throw the ball downfield, because week one, Joe, it was horrendous. And then week two really didn't get any better. The one, I'll go back to last week's game. The one ball, I know you give wide receivers a chance to make a play, but when you threw it to Devontae Smith downfield, that looked like a Hail Mary out to me, and Devontae Smith bailed him out. The corner played a bad play. McDuffie played a bad situation on the ball. He didn't look for the ball. Devontae, give him credit. He went up and got the play. But, Joe, I see exactly how you think there, because Jalen Hurts, numbers don't mean a damn thing when you get something in the win column, but, Joe, it makes you think a little bit the way this offense is throwing the ball.
Well, you know what, though? I'm not totally blaming Hurts, because I kind of question, you have a brand new offensive coordinator in there, and, like, some of these, like just watching some of the reporters, like, show like the film and stuff like that on that, like some of these patterns, it's like you got guys running like in the same vicinity, like sometimes like it, just the way the passing game is, like, I don't know, man. I'm not. There's definitely growing pains going on with the new OC. That's a problem they're going to have, because when you have the CEO type coach, when you're successful, you're always going to have to replace your offensive coordinator, and you're going to run into these issues.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a common every year theme with the Philadelphia Eagles, Joe. Kellen Moore had a great year with Saquon with the Eagles, of course. He gets hired as the Saints head coach. What, years ago you went back to Steichen, and who was the other guy, Joe, that left?
2 years ago we had Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson, yes, yep. Eddie, how do you feel about this game going in there? I mean, we're talking about the Eagles' offense here. What do you see right now going against the Rams? Danny, I'm sorry, I said Eddie.
Yeah, I was like Eddie. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's a good test for the Eagles. It's a good test for the Eagles, I think. So I think it'll be a close game, and but I agree. Jalen Hurts is going to have to step it up, because you can't always depend on Barkley, or if he goes down. Sometimes you're not going to run the ball well. So I think it's definitely a game of the week
Yeah,
for
I agree.
sure.
I agree.
And I think it's going to be a real good matchup. I think it's going to be a good test for both, actually, to be honest.
Mhm. Now, Joe, I heard on the Sully squad you guys talking about, last year's game, being the snow. That slowed a lot of things down. You know what I mean? That game there. Now the Rams, on paper, Joe, they've gotten better. They added Devontae Adams. They're really good. Even the defense is stacked. I mean, they got a couple key pieces this year as well. Where do you think this game is won, Joe? Because Puka, Adams, and Kyron Williams out of the backfield, their roster looks pretty damn good, versus your roster. What do you think the key to this is, Joe?
Battle of the trenches, and to your point, last year, like the Eagles dominated the line of scrimmage when it comes to the running game. I think Saquon rushed for like 500-600 yards against them in 2 games, so they dominated the running game. But the Rams defense, it was probably Jordan Mailata had more problems with Verse than he had in any game last year. I mean, Verse played really well versus them, and I am concerned with some of the Rams' weapons, but I have to be honest though, like just looking at this game, I know it's going to be a tough game. I feel like the Eagles got something for their ass though on Sunday. I really do, because the Rams were doing a lot of chirping this offseason, talking about, we should have won the game, this and that. But, the Eagles beat them by double digits in LA, dominated the line of scrimmage. Then let's go to the playoff game. Yes, the Rams almost stole it at the end. Jalen Carter had to make that sack. The Eagles were up double digits, though. The Eagles were up double digits with 3 minutes left. I mean, in my eyes, I think the Eagles were the better football team. They took their foot off the gas. So, I mean, do I think the Rams can win this game? Yeah. Do I think it could be a game of the week? Sure. But I think that everybody's saying like, oh, the Eagle, like to have the mentality that the Eagles, quote unquote, like escaped or stole one versus the Rams. I don't really agree with that. I think the Eagles actually carried the play mostly. They just almost screwed up at the end.
Gotcha. Well, this game's in Philadelphia, right, Joe?
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to tell you one thing, man. If anybody gets injured out there, or you fall at the link, whatever, you need to call Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey. Philadelphia, 1628 JFK. Pittsburgh, 500 Grant Street. And in Jersey, 3 Greensburg Lane, Cherry Hill. Make sure you mention Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. No recovery, no fee. Those magical words will get you 33 1/3% guaranteed rate as a friend and family of Out of the Box. So if you're at the game, you fall, you twist an ankle, or you know what? If you're a Rams fan and you get the shit kicked out of you, make sure you call Jason Fine and make sure you say Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. So, Dan, what do you think the score of this game is, real quick?
This game, I think it's going to be 28-24 Eagles.
28-24 Eagles. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Joe, it's your team, so I'll let you go last. I'm actually going to go Rams here. I think the Rams win 34-31. Dan, you said what was the score? 28-24?
Yes.
Okay, 20. Yes. Joe, go ahead. Give me your score here.
I'm going to say I think the Eagles win like 27-17, something like that. I think they win by 10.
Okay. All right. Dan, let's move on to your game. Do you guys even have a game this week? I mean, you're 0-2. Does it really fucking matter anymore? Does it really matter?
Yes, we have a game. Oh, yes, okay. It fucking matters. Every game matters, okay? We don't want to go 0-3. We're a desperate team, but are we going to be Chiefs? I doubt it. Russell Wilson's got to play another game like that, and they're going to have to make a big stop. But with Mahomes, it's hard to make a big stop. You know what I'm saying? And are they getting healthy? If they're still banged up, maybe the Giants got a chance. But I think the Chiefs will win. But I do not think the Giants will get blown out.
Well, here's the question before you talk about that. Can Russell Wilson have a big game like that again? Best game of his career. But you're not playing the Dallas Cowboys secondary, Dan. You're playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who are still on paper one of the best teams, and you're getting Worthy back most likely this week.
Oh no, I know they're good. Like, believe me, I know they're good. But I do think the Giants have some weapons to score some points on them. But will they beat them? I don't think they're going to beat them. I
Okay.
think Kansas City will win the game.
Okay.
Home game for the Giants, but obviously I would love to steal one from them. A hell of a confidence booster. I don't need Wilson to play his best game ever. Just play consistent, score touchdowns, have less mistakes. And who knows, maybe, but I think the Chiefs will win by about 7 points or so.
Okay. Before I go to Joe, what are your keys to the game? How do you win this game? Danny?
You said Joe.
Oh, damn. You know what? I don't even give a fuck about this game because I already know the score anyway. But
Yeah, I know you don't give a fuck. A key for the Giants, obviously giving Wilson time, getting to Mahomes, you know, making him have rush a bit. I think that they need to establish the run, and I think they need to not play a prevent defense, but I don't trust Bowen to play good situational defense. But, you know, most of my teams, I think the secondary's got to play a good game also, because Mahomes can take advantage of you, even if they don't have everybody back.
Okay.
Well, I
Joe,
think they're beatable, but I don't think
agree.
they're gonna. I don't think we're gonna win.
I agree. Joe, you know, you guys played the Chiefs. Now you've seen what the Dallas Cowboys and Giants played. How do you think this game pans out? What do you see now?
I think the Giants have a great chance, and I think if they do win the football game, they're going to win with their defensive front. I mean, we saw last week, Chiefs O line is nothing is not that good, you know. So I mean, the thoughts of Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, you know, Abdul Carter, all those guys attacking Mahomes. I could see them getting a lot of pressure on Mahomes this week.
I agree 100%. Yeah, that's a key thing. I think this is a trench game right here. I really do. I don't think this is a shootout. I really don't. I think this is a low-scoring game. You know, to me, it's Chiefs can win this game, and Giants can definitely win this game too. I think this could be a low-scoring game. Joe, I'll let you go first with the score. What do you think the score is this week for this game here?
Well, it's funny because I just gave you the reasons why I think the Giants can win the game. And listen, I definitely think I really do think they can. I'm going with the Chiefs only because I feel like, you know, the Giants will they'll find a way to make a big, have a big penalty, or Wilson will throw a big interception. They'll find a way to lose the game, and the Chiefs will find a way to win because I just can't see a world where Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid go 0-3. So I think you'll see like a 20-17 type game where the Chiefs win.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Joe. I mean, the biggest thing to me is, man, 0-3. You don't use those two words together. 0-3 Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. That's something I don't see. That's one of the biggest factors to me. Put the teams aside. I think this is a close game, Joe. I'm going to go right with you. I got 2017 as well. I think Kansas City pulls us out. I'm going to go 2017 Kansas City. Dan, what do you got?
I do think Kansas City will win the game, but I think it's going to be 24-20 Kansas City.
24-20 Kansas City. Okay. Eddie's got 17-13 Kansas City. I can see that too. One of the names I did want to mention, Joe, this guy, man, Josh Simmons. Jesus Christ, that dude can fucking run. As a 350-pound tackle, this dude chased down. Who did he chase down? Amuka Burra, your safety, off that pick?
Yeah, he can play. And you know what? That's definitely a bright spot for them. I think I read somewhere two games he hasn't allowed like any pressures or something. So it looks like they might have gotten that pick right.
Yeah, that dude. I tell you, when I was, I don't know who used to use the term "big man rumbling, stumbling." My man wasn't He wasn't stumbling. My dude was flying down that damn sideline. When I see him come across, Jesus.
Yeah, it was remember Chris Berman on NFL Primetime. He'd be rumbling, stumbling,
Yep. Oh my God, that to me was like a game changer right there. When you see that, and if that should have lit up the defense like crazy. Like, okay, Jesus Christ, our man tracked down a 4-4 guy. We should have played better, but Kelsey dropping the ball, that it's said and done. It's no big deal now. It happened, but we move on to this last game here. Cowboys versus the Bears. I mean, Joe, I'm going to let you go first because you've seen the Cowboys versus the Giants. We've seen the Bears play. What do you think about this game here?
You know what has me concerned if I'm a Dallas fan? Why the hell are the Bears favored by 1.5 points? The Bears freaking suck.
Yeah.
Like, what's that all about? Like, I saw that. I did like a triple take.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did too.
Not that the Cowboys are great. I mean, and I'm not talking shit, but I'm just saying, like, but like, to be honest with you, bro, like, I would have thought the Cowboys would have been favored by like 2.5.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, do you feel the Bears can turn around? Because Joe, we've seen Caleb Williams. I mean, he has a great start, but then he fades out. You know, the last game against the damn line, they started blitz him, and he becomes a deer in headlights. The key to beating him is, put pressure on him. The kids get lost in every game, but -1.5 Bears. What am I missing here?
Yeah, I don't believe in him at all. I mean, he's got, we were talking about the other night on the Sully spot. I think Diego brought it up. Like, Caleb Williams will make 2 or 3 plays, and you'll be like, okay, I see it. I see the talent.
Yeah.
But then like last week he made a play. He scrambled and he threw it, and he literally just threw it up for grabs, threw it right to Detroit. I mean, they're the kind of decisions that they're going to lose you football games. You're not going to win. You're not going to win playing like that.
Yeah, I mean, there was one play when he was playing, the Vikings. He rolled out the pocket. Clearly, fundamental 101. If you're going to throw the ball down, don't throw it near a wide receiver or get it behind the hat, the yard marker. He took the sack and he threw the ball straight to the ground, and it was a intentional grounding. And I'm like, how much of an idiot can you be? I thought this team would be a lot better, Joe, because of Ben Johnson. He's an offensive guru. I thought he can make this team better. They have the weapons, Rome, DJ Moore. This team is good, but I just don't know when you have an idiot quarterback. And I hate saying the word idiot, but to right now, he's an idiot until Sunday, until he proves me wrong, honestly, Eddie says the Bears don't have a good running game. Swift, I mean, he looked okay last week, but I just don't think Ben Johnson is putting him in situations because he's not David Montgomery. He's not Jamar Gibbs. Right. He's a north and south runner. They don't have Gibbs and Montgomery to run east, west, south, everywhere on the field. They don't have it. Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
Asking me or Joe?
Whoever, don't matter.
Yeah, Dan.
I'm sorry. Say it again. I'm sorry.
No, how do you feel like, with that there with DeAndre Swift? I mean, with the weapons, I mean, how do you feel? Because to me, it's just not what they need right now. I mean, they're still a couple years in building.
It's not what they need. I just think that I think the Cowboys are going to kick their ass, to be honest. I don't understand why the Bears are favored. How Caleb Williams shows he could come up in the clutch or make the right decisions under pressure. I don't think he can get it done. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think Dallas also have a lot of momentum coming out of this win. I think also coming out of this win, they're going to have a lot of momentum.
Yeah, it could be negative momentum too. I mean, you're taking the game for granted here. I mean, the Chicago Bears have weapons. To me, they are great on the offense. If Caleb Williams can put this together, and if the Cowboys don't shore up that secondary, I mean, Diggs is on a damn island on a loan. Jerome Bland's out for another 3 weeks. Elam got cooked as well. So to me, it's you're gonna look at greedy Rick's playing this week as corner. That's not much better.
It's about Caleb Williams then. Like Caleb Williams is going to have to show he can get it done.
Mm-hmm. Eddie says the Bears would be better with Pageant at quarterback. Okay, we talked about Russell Wilson and Dak Jackson Dart here. Same situation, Caleb Williams, a first player drafted in the NFL over Jaden Daniels. How short of a leash, Joe, does Caleb Williams? No leash at all. I think it's his team.
Nah, they're not. You make that move, you lose that kid. I mean, that's a move that's not going to happen till late in the season. Because if you make that move right now, you're losing that kid.
And he's already he's like one sandwich short of a picnic, Joe. I mean, you lose him, make that mistake with him and lose his confidence. My man might just go MIA forever, 100%.
Because I've heard
no way.
I've heard people say that for the kid Badgett that he looks better in the training camp and all. But let's be real. He's probably his ceiling's probably that of a really low end starter / good backup. You're not pulling the number 1 pick for that.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's no leash at all. I mean, it's his team because, Joe, you said it perfectly. You do something to that kid like that. I mean, he's already rattled as it is right now, and he's going to lose so much confidence. Eddie says DJ Moore has gone MIA with Caleb. That's Caleb Williams. I don't think it's DJ Moore. I just think it's, Caleb Williams not being able to find anybody. Even if you're wide open, he doesn't read the progressions. He just looks – to me, he looks like he's still playing at USC. Run first before you throw. That's what I see with him still.
Yeah, I'll tell you, though, again, though, the thing that has me worried, man, for your perspective, Paul, is like the line, and also, and the other thing is too, playing on grass. You guys don't play that great on grass, dude. Maybe that's part of the reason.
Yeah, listen, Vegas is very smart. Like college this week, they had Ohio is -12, and even though Ohio State covered it, Vegas knows something, Joe, and that's one of the things too. We've talked about this before. Every time Dallas goes to Carolina, they struggle because it's that natural grass. There's just something about Dallas and natural grass that they play slower, and that's why I'm gonna leave it slower. They look slow on natural grass. I don't know, Joe. This line has me scared. I don't even think I touched this game this week, Joe, because there's something written in this Bears -1.5. There's something written here.
Yeah, remember a few years ago, you guys lost to Jacksonville down there.
Yeah, another game. Yeah, exactly.
I think you lost like most of your losses were all on grass. I think San Francisco, Jacksonville. I think the Dolphins. You know what I mean? So that because I think Dallas is a team who are built on speed, and it slows them down a little bit.
I agree 100%. 100%. I think this is a game I'll stay away with. We'll give predictions now. I'll go last. Joe, I'll let you go first with the Cowboys Bears here. What do you think?
I don't believe in Caleb. Vegas does know their shit, but I don't believe in Caleb Williams. So I think you guys squeak it out. Like it's a squeaker. Like you might win like 23-20, something like that.
Okay. Dan?
30-23. Cowboys.
Wow. This may shock you here. I had the Bears still losing the game, though. I'm gonna be honest. But for some reason, Joe, I just think this is going to be a high-scoring game because this is the game that I think Caleb Williams just like comes out against this Dallas Cowboy defense is still looking for an identity on the back end. God, I'm going to say I think the Cowboys do win. I'm going to go 34-29 Cowboys. I think it's a little bit higher than I expect.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been fun talking to you guys. It really has. 38-17. Jesus Christ, Eddie. God damn. But it's been real fun talking to you guys. We always get together. We always have a good time. At least we got 3 of the 4 teams here tonight. One team, just like Joe said, they don't know what they have. Dean Daniels goes down. They get a little afraid. They go under the rocks and stuff like that. But Joe, I want to give you the shout out because you guys are the Super Bowl champions. Much respect to you. I'll give you the first word of what you want to say to everybody out there, man.
Well, first off, well, actually, before that though, we didn't do the Washington game, did we? I mean, should we do the Washington game even though he's not here?
You know what? As fans of the game, Joe, I think we should. At least give them a little bit of respect. I mean, at least we can talk about their team. You know what I mean? But Joe, since you mentioned it, what do you think about this game here, Washington this week?
I actually think the Raiders are going to go there and upset them. I do. Wow. I know the Raiders. The Raiders looked like shit last night, but I think a lot of that is the Chargers. To be honest with you, I think the Chargers, I think Jim Harbaugh's in his second year of that program. I think he's really got it going on. I think the Raiders go to Washington and beat them. That's my. I'm gonna say 24-17.
Now, is that with Jaden Daniels or without? If Mariota plays, does it change your mind?
Either way, either way. I don't know. It's just a gut feel. I could be dead wrong, but it's just a gut feel.
Okay. Dan, what do you think about this game? What do you think?
I think it depends on who's playing. I like Mariota, but he's no Jaden Daniel. I think if I'm going to say with Jaden Daniels, Washington wins the game 24-17. Without him, the Raiders will win.
Okay, Raiders without. Okay, without Daniels. Okay. I
21-14.
that's without Daniels, right? 21-14.
Out.
Okay. I think the Raiders, this is my upset of the week. I actually think the Raiders can win this game here. You're going in with a new running back. Eckler's out. Can they rely on Frosty Merritt? Bill Cosby is what they call him. But I don't know. If Mariota's playing, I think it's a little bit different factor for me. Jaden Daniels, can he have back-to-back bad games? I don't know. But I think the Raiders squeak this out. I'm going to go Raiders. I'm thinking Raiders 23-21. I'm going to go Raiders. I'm with you, Joe. I got the Raiders here. Got the Raiders.
Yeah,
All right.
it's just a feel. I don't know, and even if Jaden Daniels does play, if he's hobbled a little bit and he has to be like a pure pocket passer, that's gonna diminish a lot of the shit they do. In fact, as crazy as it sounds, in some ways they might be better off playing Mariota than a Jaden Daniels that can only hang in the pocket.
Yeah, and Joe, 100% what you said right there. I think if Daniels is hobbled, you're going to take away the run. You don't need a spy. He's not going to run the ball. He's a smart IQ quarterback. He's not going to put himself in harm's way. But you watched that Raiders game last night. That D-line can get after you. Max Crosby was everywhere. And to me, you can stay in your lanes. You don't have to stay in your lanes, of course, if it's, an option play there. But Crosby has one job. Fast as hell, get to the quarterback because he's not running. So I do like the Raiders. Even if Daniels plays, I do like the Raiders, especially with what after you said there, Joe, because he's going to be a little bit hobbled. He's not going to be 100%.
And as great as Jaden Daniels was unbelievable last year. Obviously, he was Rookie of the Year. He got to within one game of the Super Bowl, but if you remember, he did get dinged up for a few games last year.
Yeah.
One of those games was the game in Philly versus the Eagles, and that was the first game, the Thursday night game. That was like one of the worst games he played all season because he really had no mobility.
Yeah, and that's the way he is. He likes, even though he doesn't have to scramble, he likes to scramble because it's in your mind as an IQ. Like, okay, I can throw the ball, but what's my next instinct? To run the ball. If you don't have that, that plays a little mind games with you. So, yeah, I like the Raiders here. But real quick, congratulations this week, Eddie and Michael. And there was a four-way tie this week. Michael, Eddie, Tom Kelly, and myself all got 13. This is what happened this week. So week 3, we'll be into it this week. And Joe, before we get out of here, go ahead and say your piece, whatever you want to say to the Eagles Nation, the Cowboys Nation. We're going to talk about. You can say something to the Giants too. I mean, even though they're, don't hurt their feelings too bad, Joe. Okay, you know what I mean.
So Eagles Nation. I think this is the week that the Eagles get their passing game going. I think they prove to the Rams that they are the Super Bowl champs, and even though the Rams are a good team, they're going to go out, dominate the offensive line of scrimmage. Dallas. You guys got a decent team. I think you could be a threat. I think you're going to steal. I think you're going to find a way to beat the Bears this week. Giants. I mean, shit, you really can win this game, but I unfortunately I feel like, what's the saying? Good teams find ways to win. Bad teams find ways to lose. I think next year we might be saying you're a good team, but it's not this year. So I think you're going to find a way to lose. And Washington, I still think you guys can make a wild card, but with Jaden Daniels being hobbled, I think you go to 1-2.
Ooh. Dan, since you're in the basement, I'll let you go last because that's where you're at right now with you and your cricket in the background. You know what I mean? So I'll go here. Cowboys Nation, look, man, last week was a survival. A win is a win, as teams like to say, and I like to say now I believe it. But got to shore up the secondary because another week goes down if we play the same way. Even Caleb Williams is, every squirrel finds their nut once in a while, and Caleb Williams could be this is his week. So, Joe, I got to give you guys respect, man. You guys are the Super Bowl champs. You took down Mahomes again. You guys are 2-0, looking great as well. I know you're going to win the division. That's what I feel. You guys aren't hobbled yet, God forbid any injuries. Dan, listen, man, I love you like a brother, but I'm sure glad we fucking have Brandon Aubrey, honestly. And thank you so much for James Hudson III. I really do. I really do. It makes me feel that all of our years with McCarthy and Jason Garrett, we've dealt with idiots. Now you have an idiot on your side as a head coach. So thank you, Dan. I appreciate you, and Giants Nation as well. Commanders, just like Joe said, I think you guys do make the playoff. I think 3 teams possibly could come out of this division, a wild card situation. But man, I don't know. I got to see more from you guys without, Jaden Daniels as a rookie running back. So that's just my take. Dan, go ahead. In the basement.
For the Giants this week, they're gonna have to make a lot less mistakes, and hopefully not go 0-3, but it's probably going to happen. It's gonna be a tough time stopping Mahomes, but I hope they'll at least competitive. Even if they lose, I hope they don't get blown the hell out. For Dallas, I think Dallas looked good last week. I thought we had them, but their offense still looks good. They don't have Parsons, but if they can make the playoffs if they keep playing well. The Eagles, I think, will win the division also. I think they're just the cream of the crop right now. They always find ways to win. They find ways to win football games, and I hate to say it, but they're probably their best team in the division. Commanders, I think, if Daniel stays healthy, I think that they should make a wild card in the playoff. They look like a better team, but I still think they need more pieces. But if Daniel stays healthy, I think they're better. Mariota, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. And Joe, before we get out of here, can you tell us what this is all about? Something called the Sully Squad. What's that all about on Mondays at 6 p.m.?
So basically, it's a Philadelphia sports show. We do 4 for 4 Philly sports, but even if we do the whole NFL pretty much, because this time of year, we do predictions on every game, and we have a special called the Mush Picks. We have a guy named John Lieb who's like, if you ever saw the Bronx Tale, I mean, this dude is exactly like that guy. I mean, you lock him in the basement. He single-handedly changed the course of baseball history by betting the Yankees up 3-0 in 2004. So that just tells you about his betting prowess.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, well, hey, he's been doing pretty damn good. I'll tell you that, though. I mean, what do you go 4-1 this week, Joe?
I was about to say, I know. Well, did have you guys seen on the internet how there's like a Harvard scientist that's speculating that there's like an alien ship coming here in like a month or two?
No,
three-eye atlas.
Yeah. So the bottom line is, when the mush starts going 4-1, I'm really starting to believe the what do you call it? The validity. I can't even talk. I'm starting to believe that shit might happen.
Validity.
There you go.
Oh my God! Damn, the world's gonna come to an end. If Mush goes 4-1 or shit like that this week, yeah, I'm gonna go out and start buying all these foods that I can survive in, where I never have to leave my house, because the world is coming to an end, Joe.
Yeah, but you're good though, because he picked the Bears. He picked the Bears Sunday, so maybe that works good for you this week.
Yeah, I think Mush is playing like mind tricks with me though, just try to make me believe here. But I am kind of happy that he picked the Bears. That means the Cowboys are going to win by 50. So Dan, something you got on Thursday night. What's this about? NFL weekly football talk.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the NFL. NFL weekly. Talk about the league. Talk about last week a little bit. Talk about games coming up. And that'll be on Thursday at 6.
All right. For myself, tomorrow night, Cowboys Weekly, 9:30. We're going to talk about the Cowboys Bears. And also, we have Bears Focus podcast jumping on our squad tonight, talking about the game upcoming too. Great podcast unit from Chicago area down there. So they're going to be talking with us about the Cowboys Bears game this week. So guys, hey, listen, man, had a great time talking to you. At least we got 3 of the 4 here. Dan, I felt that you climbed out of the basement because we respect you. You showed up. You showed up, man. You showed up tonight. We give you respect. So guys, you ready to get out of here?
Yes.
All right. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Joe Sullivan. That is Dan Connor. This is NFC East War Room on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. We'll be back next week. You never know who's going to hop on, so you never know. We might get a Commander's rep. Actually, we will have one next week. Steve is going to be one of the familiar faces in our network. He's going to be hopping on next week, and we'll see what's going on. So, Dan, you're the lone Giants fan, so we know where the hell you'll be.
Yeah. Thanks. Hopefully 1 and 2.
I seriously doubt that. Dan, you're still going to be with the fucking cricket in the basement. Stop lying.
Any given Sunday, I don't want to hear shit.
Well, hell, I've been saying that for 30
We'll
fucking
see,
years.
but
Look where I'm at. You know what I mean?
I doubt it.
I'm hoping that we can relive Quincy Carter days. At least we were not relevant, but still, you know what I mean? It is what it is. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next Tuesday at 9:30. This is NFC East War Room on the Box Sports Entertainment. Have a great night.
Game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb.